What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth, the woke, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today, Jason, we're going to try to make your team better, all right? Trade targets is the subject at hand. We have a trade computer. Beep, bop, boop. All right, real-life trades that are happening right now. Man, we're going to tell you to target, and then we're going to tell you real-life trades around the world, Jason, probably just the United States, that are happening right now. So what it takes to get those players, or to get, or what you'd get in return if you got rid of a certain player as well. So buy, hold, sell. We also have news, man. A couple things from the news. Didn't have much time before this. But anyways, man, a lot of crazy shit is going on right now. So stick around for that. Before everything, though, Jason, this show needs help. Help. Blink twice if you need help, Jason. He didn't even blink, dude.
I did.
Anyways, please.
I blinked twice.
I was all watching you. And please tell the public how they can help this show.
Yeah, if you guys made it this far, if you guys are also new to the show, if you could please subscribe and smash the like. I'm hungry for some subs, man. I'm hungry for it. Gimme. Yum, 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 yum. I want the subs. Give me the subs. It pushes us out to a lot more people. We're also on the radio, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. If you can get us a follow on that, that'd be great. We also got a thank you button on all of our videos. If you're feeling friendly. Back to you, Tyler.
I was just thinking about subs. I was driving across California today, and I was like, man, where's Jersey Mike's? And I did not see one.
That's what made me think of this. I was like, man, a freaking sub sounds so good right now.
I know, man. Anyways, hey, first thing in the news, Titans. So anyways, Bill, Callahan, whatever his name was, got fired, the head coach. I was wondering, Brian Callahan got fired. I was wondering if his dad still worked for him. He was the offensive line coach last year. So they have to, hopefully they fire his dad as well. That'd be weird if they didn't. So, but anyways, as far as who's taking over, Jason, offensive assistant Mike McCoy will take over as a head coach. And McCoy was the head coach. McCoy was the head coach of the Chargers from 2013 to 2016. I don't remember anything. I don't really remember anything great from him, Jason.
I don't either. And I'm trying to look. I thought I saw something on Twitter that his dad left too.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I think they were like,
hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. That'd be awkward.
Yeah.
He's all, here's your turkey. All right.
Dirty turkey. Yeah. I think he's gone too.
Call me turkey? It would just be like whatever that movie was, Jason, that I like a lot. What is that movie?
Semi-pro.
So thank you.
I still don't know what it is.
That song. But... Yeah. Hey, anyways, Jason, Garrett Wilson. Do you own Garrett Wilson? I cannot remember.
I do in the listener league, yes.
All right. He was one of our targets this offseason. MRI revealed that Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson hyperextended his knee, and he is now expected to miss, as once were said, a couple of weeks. So not super serious, but, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And Justin Fields is already, man, like, people want his head on a steak, Jason. And now he's going to be without his top target. So Mason Taylor, I would expect to get 10-plus targets. And I can't remember who else is even on that team as far as wide receivers go.
Alan Lazard.
Dude, I was thinking about that. I was going to call him Marquez Valdez Scantling. I'm surprised that Alan Lazard's not on the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't know if you woke up early enough to watch that game. It was so bad. It was actually bad on both sides. I don't know what is going on with the Broncos offense, dude. It should not have been that close of a game at all, but Justin Fields, dude, not looking good. Maybe this is the wake-up call that he needed. His coach got his back, though. Did you hear that? His coach was like, what you say about quarterback controversy? Get that out of your head, damn it.
Well, Jason, I almost texted you. You did make the correct decision on not starting Justin Fields this week. Because remember, because I think it was Denver. I think they held, or it was either Denver or the Jets that held Jalen Hurts to 3 yards. Can't remember what it wasn't Denver. The Jets. He's on the Jets.
It was Denver that held Hurts to 3 yards. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to start sharing stuff with you. We're going to start going over the buys, Jason. People who I am looking at to buy. Maybe they had a bad week. So I'm going to try to take advantage. Want to buy low, sell high. Speaking of buying low, Jason, David Montgomery only had 7 fantasy points this week. And it came in a weird way, man. I was watching the stats from that game because I was dealing with my mom and my dad and stuff. But Jahmyr Gibbs got every single carry, pretty much. It was insane. So he saw just 4 of 21 running back rushes against the Chiefs. That's 19% running back rush share, is the second lowest of his career. The only time it was lower was when he left a game early in 2022. So this is a super outlier of a game. I was thinking that, like usually when they get to playoffs, they really do like to ramp up Jahmyr Gibbs' usage. But even that, man, it was a little extreme yesterday. Fantasy points the last 3 weeks, Jason. He's had 1 point versus Cleveland, the Browns. Then he had 17 points. Was it versus Minnesota? I can't remember. And then 7 points this week. So if you are a Montgomery owner, you're looking at 1 point, 17 points, and 7 points. You might have lost you 2 of the 3 weeks right there. So you probably can get David Montgomery for relatively cheap right now. 4 rushing touchdowns over the last 4 games, and that's why you have him. He was even threw the ball for something last game or something like that. 12 plus fantasy points and 3 of 5. He's got Tampa Bay, a bye, and then Minnesota. So 3 tough matchups, especially that bye, Jason. But still, I'm trying to trade for David Montgomery.
Yeah, I got to stay strong on this one. I'm still on selling David Montgomery. That's like you still got to sell this guy.
All
A
right.
couple of weeks ago, I had him at a trade. He's not on the field, man, and that's just I don't like that. I don't like that. His matchups are going to get a little bit tougher for him. So,
I think me as a Jahmyr Gibbs owner, I think he touches the ball way too much as it is. So I'm like, I see it differently.
Dude, the last 2 games he's thrown for a touchdown. It's fucking crazy. I'm like, sell this guy. And then he's all
Jahmyr Gibbs would be the one throwing for touchdowns, not him.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm going to start throwing the ball now. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So anyways, give me some trades, Jason, with David Montgomery.
David Montgomery and Jalen Waddle. No, David Montgomery for Jalen Waddle. Or Jalen Waddle for David Montgomery.
So I actually I think he might be on a trade for later on in the show, but I can't remember if I deleted him, but I wanted to add him, dude. Jalen Waddle's got like 30% target share in the first 2 weeks, something like that. I would rather have Jalen Waddle right now.
Yeah.
Now, if Mike McDaniel gets fired, I would like to know how that benefit or how that impacts Jalen Waddle. Probably negative.
David Montgomery, DK Metcalf or David Montgomery.
Ooh, I'd rather have dude. Like the opportunities for the wide receivers over there in Pittsburgh are not great. I think, but when then we're looking at the same thing for David Montgomery. I think they're very similar as far as tiers in the running back and wide receivers. But to me, man, it's so much harder to find running backs right now. Even though you just found some on Kamani Vidal and others, Michael Carter and Bam Knight and all that. But I'd still rather have David Montgomery.
David Montgomery, Deebo Samuel.
I haven't heard anything about Terry McLaurin. It's insane. So I know Deebo Samuel was injured. Did he play this? Did he end up playing this week, Jason?
I think I just saw he caught a reception about 2 minutes ago. But yeah,
the last thing I thought I saw was that he was playing. So I would still go with I'd go with Deebo Samuel, man.
Yeah, the Commanders are not looking good right now against the Bears.
Dude, they looked awesome. They looked good last week, and then not this week. So as far as so you're giving up. It's not like you're getting a super discount on David Montgomery. You're giving up like a mid-tier wide receiver or something like that to get David Montgomery. So not a super discount right now, but I'm still trying to buy him. Jason, next up, Javonte Williams, man, was surprising. I was so surprised he only had 7 points when Rico Dowdle was going nuts. I thought the Dallas Cowboys would try to make themselves look a little bit better and use Javonte more. So anyways, Jason, this is yours. Only 7 points fewest of the season. And yet the Cowboys scored 27 points. So that is scary when they have to score that many points and it does not involve Javonte Williams. I thought he was like game script proof. With the new blue was going to play more. Williams still had the usage. So 81% carry share, Jason, which is second highest on the season. That's amazing. 23.5% target share. He still had 21 opportunities in the game. He had a 23% target share this game.
Yeah. He had like 8 targets, I think.
Dear Lord. And he only had 7 fantasy points?
Yeah, he only had like 5 receptions.
Oh my God. Dude, that is pretty impressive. He remained the goal line back on the team. He still has 66% of the carries inside the 10 and was the only running back for the Cowboys to have a run inside the 10 versus the Panthers. So he's still the workhorse running back, especially in the goal line. Williams is going to win leagues, and he only has 2 bad matchups the rest of the season. Oh, damn. Good job, Jason. The Broncos and the Vikings. Did you think that's funny?
Yeah, no, my grammar is just horrible.
This is the first time Williams is going to win leagues. And well, that's good. You're supposed to put a comma before an and.
Nice.
Okay. Try and take advantage, Jason, of the bad fantasy game. Maybe mention Blue is cutting into the workload. He only had 3 carries, but maybe the second doesn't know what. Know that.
It was just funny because I wasn't expecting you to read my notes.
Oh. Yeah, I was reading. Oh, do you want me to just be like Javonte Williams, and then you just go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was hilarious, though. Just you read it. Maybe the sucker doesn't know. Sometimes you gotta, like do a little bit of manipulation when you're trying to do a trade.
Yeah. So, dude, Javonte Williams was one of my best draft picks. I can't remember if I have him in our listener league or dynasty league or both. But yeah, dude, he's won me a bunch of games already, and he's like a lineup lock. I don't even worry about him.
Right.
It's almost like a Quinton Johnson situation, Jason.
Yeah. Part of the reason why I want to put this guy on the map, well, I mean, he's already on the map. I think he's like running back 3 on the year. But when I was watching that game, I was like, he's not getting a lot of points. But I was like, damn, he's still getting all these opportunities. And I remember during the week, you said that Stephen Jones was like praising Jaden Blue was going to get more touches. I was like, okay, well, let's see how this is going to work out. And it was like, yeah, he only had like 3 carries. And Javonte Williams had 13 carries and 8 targets. So I was like, bro, a bad game. Maybe now's the time that you can really push for getting that trade.
You know what I would say to Stephen Jones, Jason?
What?
I'd say, why are your dad's eyes so far apart?
Yeah.
That's from South Park.
I would ask
they have him on there all the time.
How is your dad still alive?
Anyways.
Okay.
I was going to say cocaine and something. Keenen Allen, Jason, is the next. Oh, we need to go over trades, dude. It's my bad. Javonte Williams trades.
Yeah, here we go. Would you do... This doesn't even make sense. Why is it giving me nothing? I pressed it. Oh, sorry. No, it's like I put in Javonte Williams and it's like Vidal for Waddle. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's do this.
I do Vidal for Waddle.
Dude, here we go. Right here, straight up. There's one that was done yesterday. Javonte Williams for Rico Dowdle.
I would take Javonte Williams because Chuba Hubbard is supposed to be returning this week. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. Javonte Williams for Jalen Waddle.
I would rather have Javonte Williams, Jason. I mean, he's gonna be top 5 in touches for running backs this season. So as much as I do like Jalen Waddle now, running backs, man, it's like, I mean, if you have a top 5, it's like it's almost like he's Kyron Williams from last year or something like that.
Yeah. And then let's do Ashton Genty, Stephon Diggs for Javonte Williams.
I would do Ashton Genty and Stephon Diggs. I would take that over Javonte Williams.
I think
because
I would too.
Stephon Diggs is one of our trade targets. We're not going to really talk about him that much, but he was kind of a trade target. All right, Jason, I like those, man. So Javonte Williams, you can get some decent stuff for him, man. Next up, Jason, Keenen Allen. I did have him on a sell, and then I started filling out the numbers and doing the research on him, and I was like, dude, I would try to buy him right now. So 6 fantasy points, that's all he had. Weeks 1 through 3, he was averaging 18.8 fantasy points per game, dude. And the last 3 weeks, or 4 through 6, only 8.7. So went down 10 fantasy points a game pretty much. He's seen below a 20% target share in 2 of the last 3 when he was above 23% target share in each of the first 3. So he is seeing fewer targets, but that is not the big thing here. He had a touchdown each week over the first 3, and then he's had 0 since. So really, he's kind of touchdown dependent right now because he never got that many yards. He never broke. I don't think he ever had more than like 77, maybe 80. So that's not where he was getting all of his points. It was all through PPR and touchdowns. And then Jason, he is 3rd in red zone targets, man. So that is amazing. And again, dude, without Joe Alt, and when they injured their other tackle, Slater, but he's not coming back. Once Joe Alt comes back, man, Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert should be much better. Indianapolis, Minnesota, Tennessee. So two of the next three are poor matchups, but there are teams that can score some points if Carson Wentz is playing, and then you get Tennessee. So I would try to get Keenan Allen coming off of these bad 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think this is a good call, especially since someone who we have later in the show for a sell. But I also want to put that he's top 10 in end zone target share as well at 21%, which is kind of ridiculous. So,
yeah. So he has the high value targets. Given his targets are going down a little bit because of Lad McConkey and whatever. But still. So, Jason, what kind of trades would it take? What kind of players would it take for me to get Keenan Allen?
Zach Ertz.
Oh, damn. I would trade Zach Ertz for Keenan. I'd rather have Keenan Allen, man.
They're
both old.
Here we go. Wan'Dale Robinson. That one's kind of tough.
I think dude. Because Darius Slayton, I wish I would have saw a game with Darius Slayton being healthy and kind of see how that goes. I think I would. Damn, dude. Because Jackson Dart's getting, he's going to throw, he's kind of like Jalen Hurts. He's going to get, his over and under is going to be, 28 attempts and 190 yards. I think I'd go Keenan Allen, Jason.
And then lastly, Keenan Allen, Jordan Mason.
Keenan Allen or Jordan Mason? Give me Keenan Allen, Jason. But I can understand that trade.
Okay.
I have Jordan Mason. So he's kind of game script dependent, whereas I don't think Keenan Allen really is. So I just like the red zone targets for him. All right, Jason. Next. Oh, yeah. Trades? Yeah, we already went that. Next up, real quick. Dude, did you know that Quinshon Judkins only had 3 fantasy points this last week?
Yeah. Which was
pretty
crazy.
Shit. Yeah, I know, because I thought he was going to be like yeah, right. I thought he was going to be one of those running backs that are guaranteed 10-plus fantasy points a week moving forward. He saw a 71% running back rush share against the Steelers. That's his lowest since week 2 debut. He also had a season-low 2% target share. Thanks to game script, Judkins played the same number of snaps as Jerome Ford, so he is kind of game script dependent maybe when Cleveland actually gives up points, but that defense has been so good. They've been keeping it close. Season low on yards and the first game without a reception. So this is going to be an outlier because he gets Miami next week, Jason. They're not going to be able to trade for shit for him. The New England in a bye. So if you can get Quinshon Judkins, this is the week. You are still going to have to pay up for him, I imagine, though.
Yeah, because next week, we just saw what Vidal did to those Dolphins.
Vitality.
All right. Quinshon Judkins or Courtland Sutton?
Oh, man. I'd rather have Quinshon Judkins, Jason. Courtland Sutton's literally going good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Quinshon Judkins has one bad game.
And then Judkins or Cam Scatterbill?
I think I would rather go Cam Scatterbill, but this is recency biased. I just see because he's the pass catcher. He's catching passes and running the ball. So whereas Quinshon Judkins, is going to give up stuff to Jerome Ford sometimes.
What about Judkins for Tyler Warren?
Oh, dude, Tyler Warren, man. Dude, tight ends. He's a top 3 tight end. So, but then Quinshon Judkins, what round would he in a redraft? He'd probably go like in the 3rd round. So Tyler Warren probably go in the 4th round. I think I'd rather have Quinshon Judkins, Jason, and then just try to get Harold Fannin on the waiver wire.
I think I don't think Bauer. I think Warren would go in front of Bowers.
Oh, in a redraft right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bowers is there was a report that he's going to miss a lot of time. He's going to take an extended rest.
A leave of absence.
Just like my grandpa did 20 years ago.
Yep. A leave. Family leave. Okay.
Did we go over players for Judkins, Jason?
Yep. We just did it.
All right. Next up, okay, we're just going fast through this. Drake Maye, real quick, Jason. This is a buy high, 29 fantasy points. He's now the leader in dropback EPA per NFL Pro or whatever. Maye was 10 of 16 for 177 yards versus pressure, including 7 for 8 for 144 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half alone. 23 point his ceiling, Jason, is very high, 23 plus fantasy points in 3 of the 6 games. So when I saw the pressure stat and everything, and I saw the EPA, and I saw his ceiling, I'm like, dude, like if you could get Drake Maye, I would. And then I had to watch those highlights where he's stepping up at the pocket and he's like chucking way downfield. Tennessee, Cleveland, Atlanta. So, I mean, he's going to have 25 fantasy points next week, Jason. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and pay it for Drake Maye, I would say go ahead and do it.
Oh man, I have like so many stats for him. Damn. Oh, I'm just like choking on excitement right now to talk about this.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Okay. This is the only one I'm really going to do here is that his 8.5 yards per attempt, that's 4th best. 11.4% completion percentage over expected, that's 2nd best. 85% adjusted completion, that's also 2nd best. And 21.1 fantasy points per game, that's 4th best for quarterbacks. And they're just talking about how the second year breakout is extremely real for this guy. And I think that's really all I'm going to just say right now because I spent too much time coughing. Jesus Christ.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
What kind of players would it take to get me a good quarterback, Jason?
You could do Rico Dowdle.
That is a tough one, man. I think I'd rather have Drake Maye over Rico Dowdle now. Just because, I mean, if Chuba Hubbard took a back seat, give me Rico Dowdle. But the way it is, man, with quarterback play right now, give me Drake Maye.
What about Javonte Adams?
Ooh, dude. I'd rather have Javonte Adams. No question. And then just try to start Jacoby Brissett for 2 weeks.
Okay, oh, man. Would you do Dak Prescott for him?
I'd rather have... I think they're very similar, Jason, because I was like, dude, with George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, and Lamb in these games, and their defense isn't good. Like Dak Prescott's gonna be a top 7, 8, 6 quarterback every week. Same thing with Drake Maye. So, I wouldn't do it. I would keep whoever I like better, Jason. Whoever I like watching more because they literally are the same tier.
And then one last thing I just wanted to say about it, if I could find it here. Passer rate over expected, they're actually above it by plus 2.7%. So they're passing more than what they should, which is good for Drake.
Well, I was thinking it would depend on who has a better playoff schedule. I'd go check out Dak's versus Drake's and then trade if one has a better playoff schedule.
I bet you it's Drake.
Yeah. In that division, you'd think so.
Yeah.
And Buffalo can't stop shit right now. They're back in. Real quick, Jason, J.K. Dobbins only had 4 points, 14 touches to Harvey 6, 12 plus fantasy points every game this season until this shit. He gets the Giants, Dallas, and then Houston. So I like it against the Giants. The Jets have been, I was surprised the Jets were able to hold that run game down. And then Dallas, man, is going to get a ton of points. So J.K. Dobbins, man, I had to trade him away for Jake Ferguson, but he's been super consistent. And I don't think people still value him the way it is. Plus, he only got 4 points this week. So, hey, I think as far as reasonable running backs goes, Jason, he's a good trade for.
Yeah, I think like the name is just kind of scary. Like he's playing well, but maybe people are just having it imprinted in their mind that he's eventually going to
explode. One of his knees or tendons.
One of his knees get taken out by a sniper or something in the 50-yard line. Yeah, I don't know because he's playing well. He's playing too well because I have RJ Harvey, and I'm just like, dude, I need you to chill. Okay.
I was all about Dobbins in the offseason, and I got him, and he's been good to me. One of my good choices among my bad ones too. Travion Henderson,
AJ Brown, or J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, give me J.K. Dobbins. Are you kidding me?
Stephon Diggs or J.K. Dobbins.
That's interesting because Stephon Diggs is a trade for. I don't have J.K. Dobbins, Jason, because he's been super consistent. 12 plus fantasy points, man. So I would do that.
Brees Hall.
Ooh, I think I'd rather have Brees Hall, man, because he had 22. He had 22 rushes in one of the first games without Braylon Allen, and he might be traded away to a better team. So I would take Brees Hall, Jason.
Yeah, I think if you're going to trade for Brees Hall, you're hoping that he gets traded.
And you better do it fast, man, because I was saying, Jason, after the Jets lost this game, they're the only winless team in the NFL. It would not surprise me if they traded away Brees Hall. The only thing is that Kamani Vidal did so well. I don't know if the Chargers are willing to trade for him now.
Yeah.
What if he became a Chief, man? Like the Chiefs got Brees Hall.
That'd be unfair.
Yeah, it would be. But, man, Brees Hall would get 25 touchdowns in like 10 games.
Yeah, he would.
It would be crazy. Okay, and then let's see. You know what? Here, there's one more because we already talked about Stephon Diggs trading for, and I think Stephon Diggs was my last one. But Darren Waller, Jason, is a sneaky good trade for because he saw his worst target share of the season, so everybody's kind of discouraged. Only 10% against LA, but he ran a route. So as far as route participation, on 81% of Miami's dropbacks, that is a season high. It went from 36% to 68% and now to 81%, man, over his first 3 contests. Only 2 receptions this week, but he has 17 plus fantasy points in his first 2 games. He's got Cleveland, Atlanta, and Baltimore. I actually like those matchups for Darren Waller because I like stingy defenses. I like tight ends going against stingy defenses, and then anybody going against Baltimore. So yeah, Jason, I think Darren Waller right now is going to be like a 10 plus fantasy point. He's gonna be like Jonnu Smith from last year, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah. I like Jonnu Smith, man.
Yeah, you should, because I think you beat me. You paid more on. I put in a thing for him. You beat me, and then he like helped you win a lot.
You know how you make sure you win win in the auction?
Did you draft him?
No, I just bid more. Okay.
I was gonna say because he like came out of nowhere.
Tony Pollard for Darren Waller.
Yeah, I would rather have Darren Waller, Jason.
Lad McConkey or Darren Waller.
I'd rather have Darren Waller, man. I would take the upside with him, even though Lad McConkey. But Quinton Johnson's going to come back, man. And then, like I said, what's his name? Keenan Allen is still doing well in red zone. Now, if Keenan Allen goes down, I would rather have Lad McConkey. But right now, as it is, give me Darren Waller, which is crazy to say.
Alvin Kamara or Darren Waller?
Dude, Alvin Kamara is like not even a lineup lock anymore. So I would go Darren Waller.
Okay.
That's crazy. I was just reading about Alvin Kamara not being a lineup block anymore. All right, so Stephon Diggs only had 5 fantasy points. Go get him. Jason, on to the holds. I have a couple holds. All right, so Chase Brown, only 8 fantasy points. And he got he didn't get all the snaps. Chase Brown had 12. Samaje Perine had 10. So that is not great. Joe Flacco was an upgrade, surprisingly. Like, I thought Joe Flacco was going to be so bad, Jason, but they did better. 8 or fewer fantasy points and 3 of 6. So Chase Brown's floor is unstartable pretty much. He's got Pittsburgh, the Jets, and Chicago next, and still has 2 games versus Baltimore. So like what I'm saying, hold on to, Jason, like you cannot get any value. It's like, who's trading for Chase Brown, man? Like you can't even put him in a package for anybody. And then he gets Pittsburgh and the Jets, dude. So 2 terrible matchups. But then he gets Chicago, and then he's going to have 2 games versus Baltimore. And then in the playoffs, Jason, it's Baltimore, Miami, and Arizona. So if you want to, if you think that you are playoff bound, I mean, you could probably try to trade for Chase Brown. But if you own Chase Brown, I would just wait, dude, and wait for some games after Baltimore. Like his schedule lightens up a lot here in a minute.
You got more faith in him than I do.
I'm just like, dude, I was surprised how much better Joe Flacco did better than I thought he was gonna do, man.
Yeah, he did.
That was what was encouraging, because like with Browning back there, it was pathetic, dude. Like there was no possibility of any fantasy points. So
yeah, Joe Flacco, I think, figured out that he had Jamar Chase on his team.
Yeah, took him a half. So, anyways. Real quick, and then another, I think only have one more hold, Jason, is Justin Herbert, 18 fantasy points. So he had the biggest difference to me than like, because he was doing well in the very first couple of games of the season. And he had 7 and 9 rushing attempts week 1 and 2. And then since then, Jason, 2, 1, 4, and then 1 last week. So that is the big difference there. Again, he was quarterback 5 in week 1 with 27.9 fantasy points. That was when we all freaked out. And, then from then, quarterback 8, quarterback 12, quarterback 20, quarterback 20, quarterback 12. So he has not been startable in 3, half of the games, and he's only been quarterback 12 in those startable games. So not good. All right. And then he's got Indianapolis, Minnesota, 2 bad matchups, right? And then he's got Tennessee. So he needs Joe Alt to come back, Jason. So give him that offensive line, give him Tennessee, and the schedule to lighten up a little bit. And I want to see if he runs the ball more, but I think I would hold and then trade him later, man, because he has not been doing well.
Yeah, I think it has to do with that offensive line. It's just so beat up.
Right.
Like,
that's what you would think. That's what you would think.
He's getting hit like crazy right now. The percentage of him getting hit per dropback is like like I'm gonna die high level.
If he dies, he dies. All right, Jason. We're going to the sells. All right. So players that I think that you should sell. Chuba Hubbard, man. He is injured right now. He's supposed to return this week from his calf injury. Dude, Rico Dowdle is not, there's no way. I had to watch both of those games. And I was like, Rico Dowdle goes north-south. He was looking good. So, and also the Panthers offensive line has been looking pretty good too. So Chuba Hubbard was running back 15 weeks 1 through 4. And so he's been doing reasonably well. And then Dowdle comes in as like running back 1, dude, but easily over the last 2 weeks. And then they get the Jets, they get Buffalo and Green Bay. So 2 of the 3 next matchups are going to be bad anyways, Jason. All right, for running backs. And then you got Dowdle. Unless Dowdle gets injured, man, Chuba Hubbard is never going to touch that RB15 again. So I would try to get rid of him because I don't know what you could get for him, but I'm sure you could package him to a running back needy team. I mean, people were trying to trade for my Nick Chubb. You could get rid of Chuba Hubbard. I think I thought of those two just because they rhyme, very similar names.
Yes, they do. Yeah. That's very clever.
Yeah. But what do you think about Chuba Hubbard, Jason, and the Rico Dowdle situation? It's very clever.
He's never going to return to glory now. His best days are behind him, and it's just because Rico Dowdle's just tearing it up. He also had Rico Dowdle had probably the best 2 matchups to have for a backup running back, just to say the least. But
Cowboys and somebody else.
Yeah, and the Dolphins.
Yeah, I know. But, dude, I mean, if you watch those games, he looked really good.
He has, in those 2 games, more rushing yards than some of the teams in the NFL have combined.
Yeah. And I just wanted Ted McMillan to get some yardage, man. At least he got those 2 touchdowns. Didn't. I still lost. Whatever, dude. All right. So, Jason, what kind of players are being traded for Chuba Hubbard right now?
Well, we got some packages here where people were selling Xavier Worthy, Chuba Hubbard for Travis Etienne.
Xavier Worthy and yeah, I would do that, especially with the return of Rashee Rice coming back.
Yeah. Okay. What about Hubbard for Travion Henderson?
Oh my God. I'd rather have Chuba Hubbard at this point in time. You sent me that video, Jason, of him pass blocking glitch. It's like, dude, what are we doing, man? Like, how did this guy look so good in college, in preseason? And it's just like, he goes to a good situation. It's insane. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
I know, man. I saw that. I could not stop laughing. And I was like, best pass protector running back coming out of college, huh? What is he doing?
I'm never. Why do I even listen to? It's like, dude, whatever. All right, Jason. So yeah, I'd rather give me Chuba Hubbard over Travion Henderson right now.
Okay, one more. What about Chuba Hubbard for Trey Tucker?
I like Trey Tucker. I'd probably do the Trey Tucker, but yeah. So the value of Chuba Hubbard, you're gonna have to package him to get somebody worth it. 1-for-1s aren't gonna get you what you want or where you need to go. So package Chuba Hubbard with somebody and get that. All right, Jason, next up, we're going to say to sell Lad McConkey. Oh my God. What the hell, dude?
What is going on? Oh, because you see because I'm just picturing like fantasy managers going like, he's like Voldemort. He's back. But why did he return? That is the main question that we're going to uncover here today. and it wasn't for some Sorcerer's Stone or Harry Potter. So anyway, he was 7 out of 9 for 100 yards and a touchdown. He hasn't scored over 14 points all year until this week. While Quentin Johnson was out, Quentin has a 23% target share on the season and a 27% target share in the red zone. Ladd McConkey's target share is 19% and 16% target share in the red zone and a 7% target share in the end zone. So when it gets close, what? What? Why do I hear you gasp?
I wasn't gassing. I was laughing. I was trying to laugh without making sound.
Oh, okay. Well, the point is he's not being looked at when it comes closer to the end zone, so that's not good for his case. Weeks 1 through 5, while playing with Johnston, he averaged 18.7% target share, 42 receiving yards per game, and 9.7 fantasy points per game. That's not good for a second or a third round pick for you. In week 6, without Johnson, it was 23%, 100 receiving yards, and 23 fantasy points. So, and then you've already mentioned it, but I also wanted to add Keenen Allen target share is like 25% with a 38% target share in the red zone. So McConkey, unfortunately, will benefit from I meant to put Keenen Allen. Will benefit from an Allen or Johnson misses time that you said that earlier too. Now, Johnson has a hammy injury, so that's something to consider, but I traded him while Conkey has scored 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that's going to be that's going to be his best game of the season. So,
yeah,
that is a sell high. Jason, you're all. No, I was laughing because I was all fixing his put. Well, Quentin Johnston, and even when you said it, you didn't catch it. I changed it to while Quentin Johnston was out, and I was laughing because you were, and then you were like, you're going on.
What was I doing? What are you trying to do to me right now?
You were just making me laugh. I'm sorry.
I'm giving my heart and soul into this, my blood, sweat, and tears, and I hear gasping on the other side of the microphone. I'm like, what the hell?
I don't want to hear laughs. I don't want to hear laughs, dude. I want to hear gasp.
Gasp.
All right, Jason.
Okay.
What kind of players can you get for Ladd McConkey right now, you think?
Have you tried what about Jaden Daniels?
Oh, dude. Give me Jaden Daniels. I mean, Jaden Daniels might be jacked the rest of the season, but give me at least somebody that can be a top 3, top 5 quarterback, and once he gets healthy.
What about Derrick Henry?
Oh, dude, give me Derrick Henry for Ladd McConkey. If you could trade Ladd McConkey for Derrick Henry, oh my God, you better do that.
And then last one here, Ladd McConkey. I don't know if you talked about this. Ladd McConkey or Darren Waller?
Yeah, and that's why I said Darren Waller. Because I mean, dude, I really think that Darren Waller is going to be a top 6 playing tight end as long as he's healthy on that team, and as long as Josh McDaniels is the coach. We'll see how that lasts. But yeah, man, McConkey, Quentin Johnston's so dominant, and then Keenan Allen with the red zone. It's like, yeah, I would just go with the other person for Darren Waller. All right, Jason. Another sell. Sucks, man, because I remember I really wanted this guy to do well in the offseason. I thought he was going to be a good pick. Tony Pollard, Jason, only 6 fantasy points. Dude, Tyjae Spears had more snaps than Tony Pollard. 19-11, dude. He had 17-plus touches every game this season until only 12 this week. So, I mean, if you're a Tony Pollard owner, you were super happy with his opportunities this year. Callahan is fired, so I don't know what that's going to change. I would think that they might just go with the younger player, Jason, and even give Tyjae Spears more with this rebuilding shit and whatever. So I would try to get rid of Tony Pollard this week, and just hopefully they look at their touches every game. New England, not a great matchup. Indianapolis, not a great matchup. And the Chargers, not a great matchup, Jason. So there's no light as far as good matchups go that maybe you can trade him right after. So with the coaching change, with Tyjae Spears, getting more snaps, I would try to get rid of Tony Pollard right now, because this is his first game without like awesome touches.
Yeah, this is why he was on the show 2 weeks ago, was because Tyjae Spears was coming back. And the one thing that he had value of was his snap share, opportunity share, but that's going to be not as high with Tyjae Spears there.
I thought it was going to be more 50-50. I couldn't believe it was 19-11. And then now with the new head coach, I'm thinking they're going to try to see what they have in Tyjae Spears.
Well, I think Spears is going to be more of the passing down back, and the Titans are going to be trailing
Oh, well,
80% of the freaking season. So
that's a good point too. I mean, they're gonna be. I mean, they probably held the lead for 1 minute. They came back from behind that one time.
Okay, Tony Pollard, T.J. Hawkinson.
Oh God, I hate Hawkinson, and I'd rather have Tony Pollard, dude. I told you not to draft Hawkinson. I know he's at least with Wentz, but man, with JJ McCarthy coming back, don't give me Hawkinson.
You could tell what people are really aiming for nowadays, because this is like the fourth straight player that we talked about that's been in a trade with Darren Waller. Would you rather have Darren Waller?
Oh, I would rather, if you could trade Tony Pollard for Darren Waller, I would do that. Again, tight ends, man, it's kind of hard to find one right now.
And then what about Tony Pollard or T. Higgins?
Man, T. Higgins actually had like a ton of targets last game. I would rather have T. Higgins, surprisingly, with Joe Flacco. Now, that was only one game, and I might be totally wrong. But, man, I would just try to get off the Titans. I mean, I thought they were going to be a lot better than they are, man. And it's like, I mean, unless they get the McCoy guy changes everything and they start winning, playing better. But I do not see that happening, especially with, and what's his name, man, is out too. Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't do it.
All
right, Jason. This one's for you. Kenneth Walker. Trade away. I think. Hey, at least Bill. I mean, you traded a Bill away for him. Now look at what Bill had one good week, and now look at him. So Kenneth Walker, only 4 fantasy points, man. Charbonnet had 10 snaps, and Walker had 4 snaps. I don't really understand that. It seems like there should have been more snaps available. 11 plus touches every game this year, 9 or fewer fantasy points in 3 of 6. So his floor sucks, and he has not reached 20 fantasy points. I thought he has. He's got Houston, which is not a great matchup, a bye, and then Washington, which is not a great matchup. So the bye is the worst matchup you could have. So 3 bad matchups in the next 3 weeks, Jason, coming off of 4 points. People still value Kenneth Walker for some reason. He did look like he was going to be amazing for those 2 weeks. And Seattle's a good offense. So there is still potential here, man. But the way they use Charbonnet, it caps everything. So if you could package him and try to trade up for a running back too, that's what I would try to do.
This has been all over Twitter. This is the Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet thing. Is people are just saying, do not start either one of them, because no one can figure out why Kenneth Walker is not getting more opportunities. So Zach Charbonnet last week, 61% of the snaps, 12 carries, 13 routes, 1 target, 37 yards. Kenneth Walker, 33% of the snaps, 10 carries, 8 routes, 1 target, 33 yards. So he's even getting the less amount of work, but still ended up with the same amount of points, 4.7, than Zach Charbonnet. And like even the success run rate for Kenneth Walker is better than Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet is actually like, his running has just been awful. Like so bad. He is more in the negatives when it comes to the metrics than it is Kenneth Walker, but he's getting the important carries. He's getting all the goal line opportunities. He's getting more playing time on the field for some weird reason. And I think, like me, part of the reason why I wanted Kenneth Walker is because even though he was going to be limited in his opportunities, he is still the better runner, and you're hoping for one of those breakout 80-yard, 60-yard touchdowns that he had like his rookie year. He had like 4 of them.
That was like the best rookie year ever. I think your sister had him.
Yeah,
I wanted him.
But it's not happening. And it's just the strangest thing. No one can figure it out. And so, yeah, it's to the time now where it's like you can't start any of these guys. That backfield is probably the biggest mess in the NFL.
All right, Jason, give me some players that you could trade away Kenneth Walker with and maybe get something better.
A lot of these are package deals.
Good.
Would you do Michael Pittman, Kenneth Walker for Nico Collins?
Be Michael Pittman and dude, because Michael Pittman. Now Josh Downs is like the number 1 wide receiver over there. They got Tyler Warren. It's kind of like a weird situation now. And Michael Pittman, I thought, was going to be like the main dude. Michael Pittman or Kenneth Walker? Wait, it was Michael Pittman and what?
It was Michael Pittman, Kenneth Walker for Nico Collins.
I would do that. I would try to get Nico Collins.
And then would you do Kenneth Walker for Travis Kelce?
I'd rather have Kenneth Walker. Travis Kelce is about to take a backseat to everybody, Jason. He saw the most target. He's going to go to like 2 targets a game with Rashee Rice back in the lineup.
And then, oh, wow. Yeah. Like Kenneth Walker or Marion Hampton.
Woo! If you could trade for Marion Hampton, I would do that, Jason. Yeah, I mean, Kamani Vidal, even if they don't, maybe if they think he's a second running back, he is a pass-catching running back. He was a 6th round draft pick. Marion Hampton's a 1st. So I would try to trade for Marion Hampton and just, it depends on where you are. But if you're going to make it to the playoffs, if you're over 500 or both or better, you could do that.
Okay.
All right, Jason. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, because I was like looking at Justin Fields. What would you do with Justin Fields, Jason? Would you trade him away or what?
I don't think he has any value. I think you have to just hold on to him and play him against. He's a streamer option now. There's going to be games where he's going to do well, but it's got to be against a very bad defensive line, and the Broncos was not one of them.
And AJ Brown, Jason, was he a buy, hold, sell? I mean, I don't want AJ Brown.
He's a sell. I don't want him.
Yeah. And then Jacoby Myers, man, we kept on saying to trade for him because of his target shares, but he's been below 20% mark in 3 of the last 4. Brock Bowers isn't even coming back. So I don't know what I would do with him. I wouldn't want to buy him. I think I would try to package him in a deal and get rid of him.
Yeah. I would say buy, Michael Mayer, but he's probably not even rostered on 50% of the leagues, right?
Yeah. And if you're going to try for a tight end, man, spend all your money on Harold Fannin. I dropped him last week, but I also have Mason Taylor. He's going to get a bump too. All right. And then Jalen Waddle, again, try to trade for him if you can. But that's it. All right, people.
I'll tell you what, before we go to the all right people, I do have my eye on maybe selling a Saquon Barkley next week.
Do you have Saquon Barkley?
No, I'm just saying for the show. Like, he might be a sell.
I was like, hey, man, I'll put something together, see if I can get. Man, I thought this of all games was going to be a Saquon Barkley game. So, yeah, I probably should have put him down on the hold because I still believe in him. I think he's the best running back in a long time. And
that offensive line is not the same as last year.
Yeah, and they keep on getting injured too, man. So
and now they switch. They're passing the ball like twice as much as they were in the first.
We need to make AJ Brown happy.
Yep.
All right. Anyways, if you got any players that you want to know about, trades going down or anything down below, let us know, man. We will get to it when we can. All right. So hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription. That's exactly what the show needs, man. Please, I'm begging you. This is Tyler. Big Turd War. Jason, Lucky Bastard. Why do I say this again, dude? Jason, please send us out. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
We got some more videos coming out this week. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try to get my offensive line, defensive line report out like Thursday morning. We don't have any other video that comes out Thursday morning, do we?
Damn, that'd blow people's minds, Jason.
I mean, I'm going to be gone this weekend. I got to go to Utah, so I won't be able to do my little midnight showing of the.
Because I had the time of my life.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. Yeah, so we'll make sure to catch those videos. Tyler's got his cornerback, wide receiver matchup video. Make sure to catch that. If you want to win your week this week, I'll talk to you in those videos. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone. We appreciate you.